harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet. I'm the first ever and the last left. I let the rap show. I let the tech explode. Put on the weapon show. Pull up the Texaco. Knuckles in Mexico. Call up the technical. They know the text will blow. Shot that I'm Plexico. Turn you to vegetable. Body electrical. Acid and alkaline. Body so flexible. The shooter's feast like a Uber Eats. Got a group of these suited these scooter bees. But letting the Uzi Aruga speak. An American got up in Cuba eats. The powers they seek and powers the weak. They following creeps. Powers that be inherit the world from cowards and sheep. Been to the mountains of towers and peaks. Flowers and sweets and showered our feet. The lightning and thunder that shower the sleep. Shower the D's. This not a verse, this our receipts. What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed. I inherited my dad's debt. Never got to hear his last breath. And the only reason I ain't passed yet. I'm the first ever and the last left.
It's like a track finish. I attract women, they the bad women. I'ma splash in them, leave a bag with them. Then I raise seeds to be mad different. If I die now, I'm coming back in them. Cause they dad missing, but they cash dripping. Cause they royalty, so they brag different. Ain't no ass kissing, never had feelings. Seen a white victim in a black. Just Mac ripping on my last mission. Yak sipping, blowing blackism. Gat missing, he was lack slipping. Smack hit him, now we act different. Apparition, the bad vision. The Mac a chip him and crash the system. Uncle Tom, cause you that willing. Fuck the law, I'm going back to living. Astral prisms of black religions. Activisms of conversations. Sacrilegious, the palms of Satan. Black magicians, Babylon erasing. Raise our hands to the gods we praising. Hustling, the marathon we racing. Nipsey at the finish line, he waiting.
What would I do with my last breath? Would I yell? Would I cry? Would I laugh? Cause I'm glad that I'm past that mess. Till I pass, never felt that blessed. Even bad breath when you living is better than good breath. When you lack flesh, got a glass chest that I cracked and my lost breath hasn't made it back yet. I'm on my last breath, walking the last step. I'm on the last test, final answer and my last guess. Wonder what I gotta pass next. I'm on my last quest, so much harder than my last track. Mad bless, hope I can outlast death. Grim Reaper got my address. Down on my last cent. Cash spent from a check I don't even have yet from my last rent. Swear this shit has got me mad stressed.
There you have it, family. Last Breath by Cambada, featuring Red and Blue Pill, off of the Holy Ghost 2 album. Holy Ghost 2 is available on blackmagicmusic.com. Shout out to Father Rich out there. And shout out to the family in the building. Let us start doing this roll call. Alright, I'm gonna go from the top and work my way down. Alright. Tucson is in the building. Alright. Houston, Texas is in the building. Salute to Houston, Texas. Patterson, New Jersey is in the building. Alright. H-Town is in the building. Oakland is in the building. KC is in the building. Junebug is in the building. West Phoenix is in the building. Alabama's in the building. Oakland is in the building. Jacksonville, New Mexico. Sirius C, New Jersey. Sutton, Maryland. Charlotte is in the building. Frederick, Maryland. Worcester. Chicago's in the building. Bronx is in the building. Orlando. Newark. Maryland. Los Angeles. Louisville. Ottawa. South Phoenix. Detroit is in the building. What it do? MIA. Money is a major issue. 757. Norfolk in the building. Shout out to Norfolk. Shout out to the VA family. Jacksonville, Florida. All right. Fresno. Salute. Fresno. Sandy Springs. San Antonio. That's right. BX is in the building. North Carolina. Everybody. Worcester, Massachusetts. Salute. Salute, salute, salute to everybody. OKC, you done know. Ohio in the building. South Phoenix in the building. Yeah, we definitely are all here. You know, the family's in the building. We global. You know, everybody is linked up. We all in the building. Hit that like button. Everybody that's coming in here, hit that subscribe button. Tap in. You know, shout out to all of my new subscribers. Shout out to all of my new Patreons. Shout out to all of the new subscribers to Know the Ledge Media channel. Jacksonville in the building. Cali Love in the building. Yes, yes. Shout out to all of the family in the ATL who I was rocking with this whole weekend. Atlanta. We were down there for the We Buy Black convention. Shout out to We Buy Black. Okay. Salute to We Buy Black. And all of the vendors that were participating, there's too many of them to name at the moment. But they know who they are. All of the participants, all of the vendors that I met, all of the small businesses. Salute to all of y'all. We Buy Black is definitely doing great things, monumental things in the conscious industry. You dig? So, salute to that. And salute to everybody in Atlanta that I was running into who was showing mad love. You know, every hood that I was in, you know, people was hopping out, popping out. You know, it's always love too. So salute to everybody that's out there doing what it do. And we will be back out there very soon. Shout out to Derek Gray. Shout out to 19 Keys. Shout out to Blue Pillar. In October in D.C., Washington, D.C., at the Unity Church, I believe that's the name of the church. We will have a Shifters reunion. 19 Keys, Derek Grace, RZA Islam, Brother Ben X, Billionaire PA, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Washington, D.C., October. All right? October. Pull up. That's going to be monumental. Are we coming to AZ? We would love to come to AZ. We want to come to AZ in February during the time of the trade show for the Stones. Line it up, you know, just line it up. So we could come out there and do some teaching, do some retreats, but we can also do some business, some big business with some global entities that are in the gym or the gemstone in the precious stones and precious metals game. That's an industry that's in the billions upon billions of dollars. And the majority of the resources that they're selling and making millions and billions of dollars is the stones, the precious stones and the precious metals that come out of the grounds and the mountains and the land that our people, many people who look like me and you, are rightful owners of. So our interests, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but my interest is personal when it comes to the stones and that market and whatnot. So we look forward to being out there. You know what I mean? Look out for that. I think we're going to do a campaign before we even get out there to allow people to be participants, financial investors, and participants in that endeavor. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of perks involved. But shout out to the family, y'all. How y'all doing? All right? How's everybody in the building doing tonight? You see, we're kind of early tonight. I definitely did that intentionally because I wanted to be able to get this cloth talk out there before people's bedtime. You know what I mean? Give y'all some time to get yourselves ready for bed instead of instead of starting in the wee hours of, you know, Thursday. So where we left off on Melanin Monday, we were talking about Paul, right? We were talking about the the African fires, right? That they said are bigger than the Amazon fires. We were bringing light to the fact that there are fires burning in the Congo, which is considered, you know, very ancient and very sacred land. You know, very, very sacred land, you know, for the ones who practice the Palo Mayombe, and, you know, for those who understand the power of the Congo and even Angola, then you understand what these fires may represent on a spiritual level outside of the conspiracy of, you know, gross capitalism and the destruction of the natural resources, and also the genocide and a Holocaust, and, you know, an outright assault on the indigenous population, because those people are being harmed. You know what I mean? Like, not only are they're burning their habitats or their where they domicile, people are being murdered as well. Okay, there are death squads at play. There's people who are intentionally murdering chiefs of villages and whatnot, and these people are crying out. So, you know, let's pray and let's affirm that the ancestors are going to, you know, reveal the truth. You know what I mean? First and foremost, the truth has to be revealed. People need to know what's going on. And from there, you know, the possibilities are endless. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we touched on the Paul Mooney thing. I was giving that thing some time to, you know, develop. You know, I don't want to assume anything. And to be honest with you, that's not even really big news, but a lot of people were talking about it. So, you know, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's really going on with my guy. But the last thing I heard, he was canceling some of his stand-up shows amid the controversy, which would imply to me that he doesn't want to face. He was canceling shows in Atlanta, you know, the same place where Dave Chappelle was able to go in there and do a very clever stand-up routine that was actually exposing, for better terms, and, you know, putting a mirror up and exposing the hypocrisy of a lot of movements and a lot of ideologies that are prevalent in American culture, that entertainers, like he said, there's an unwritten rule that you cannot talk about the alphabet boys or the alphabet letters, which are L, B, and G, T, including Q. So he said the unwritten, you can't offend them. You know what I mean? There's no offense. You cannot offend them in public. You can't spill the beans on them. You can't make fun of them. Only if you're clever. Only if you have wisdom. Only if you're a wise, seasoned comedian. And even still, you're going to have to be very outright, and you have to be very transparent, and you just have to be unapologetic in your humor, because as comedians, that's what we grow to love. Tell me that Dave Chappelle wasn't in rare form. That wasn't even Chappelle from the Chappelle Show. That was half baked Dave Chappelle. That was Dave Chappelle when he was making fun of Eddie Murphy in the Clump movie. That was who that was. You know what I'm talking about? And one of the powers of comedians, you know, one of the superpowers of a comedian is the fact that they can tell the truth and make you laugh at the same time. They have the ability to touch on very hot button socially sensitive topics and even political issues by doing what? By disguising it in in an attack or rather in a medium that nobody really has defense for. And that's a joke. How many of you niggas are strong enough to stop from laughing if something funny is said in front of you or did in front of or done in front of you and whatnot? You don't have a lot of defenses for comedy and whatnot. That's why satire and satire and ridicule or it's an effective tool. It's a weapon. You know what I mean? Hollywood has perfected weaponizing satire to make people look stupid and diminishing or devaluing not only their brands but their cultures as well. Right? Now, sometimes satire or exaggeration, because black exploitation would be considered in the realms of satire, you know, what Chappelle's show would do in his skits, that would be considered satire. Saturday Night Live, what they're famous for is satire and things of that nature. But when you inundate a populace with satire, because remember, we're talking about an effective tool of propaganda where satire can become real life, because you're really still talking about something, you're just exaggerating it a bit. So a few, maybe it was 2 years ago, there was an ad by Popeyes where Jerry Rice was wearing a football helmet, right? And there was a piece of chicken spinning on the football helmet. And there was an uproar about the Popeyes Jerry Rice fiasco, correct? So people satired that a little bit, but then a few years later, almost in perfect timing, you begin to see satire take place or birth in the real world, in the quote unquote, in the internet age, where people are utilizing chaos magic and meme magic to do what? To create real-time events, in the real world that are based in the quote unquote internet. We have, we're seeing that's a translation of art imitating life and life imitating art. So with this whole Popeyes fiasco, this really take the Boondocks, right? Going back to satire, the Boondocks, which was black satire, right? And it's not just only delegated to satires, other things as well. But the Boondocks had an episode that almost depicted the Popeyes fiasco verbatim. People may not realize that, but we are living out in real life what is being programmed in satire. If anybody, not the young people that are in the audience, but if anybody in my age group or the 80s babies can remember when CB4, right, with Chris Rock came out. CB4. And before CB4, I'm gonna get you sucker, right? With the pimp had the fish tank in his shoes and whatnot, and dude died with all of the gold chains around his neck. I'm gonna get you sucker. But if anybody remembers CB4, Cell Block 4, before CB4 made a satire of NWA and Ice Cube and Easy and Dr. Dre and all of these other things, and basically gave birth to the World Star rapper, gave birth to the SoundCloud rapper, gave birth to all of these subcultures or because that shit didn't exist before the saturation of satire. Because the real kicker to really take this one home was don't drink your gin and juice in South Central. Satire. They flipped they took Boys in the Hood, Colors, Baby Boy, all of that, meshed it together and made complete tomfoolery out of what the fuck was going on in our culture. Soon after that, rappers started showing up looking like the Wayans brothers in that movie. Soon after CB4 came out, these niggas really started becoming they started becoming motherfucking Chris Rock. straight out of Low Cash. You really started to see the buffoon. You started seeing like what's his name from D4L, Fabo. You started seeing shit like Fabo. You started seeing Riff Raff. You started to see Flavor Flav. You know what I mean? Yeah, Rick Ross would be a version of CB4. He is almost to the T who they were depicting in that movie. And then rest in rise in power to Charlie Murphy. And Charlie Murphy's role was fire, right? And even my dude, Bernie Mac, rise in power. But these satire movies actually had people in real life. Art, life began to imitate art. Cause I promise you. And then Pootie Tang after that, niggas started saying Sarate. You know what I'm talking about? It's niggas in a mumble rap that is sounding like Pootie Tang right now. That's a fact. So the more satire, and let's not talk about Medea. Let's not talk about all of the things that Martin brought to the table. Let's not talk about all of those sitcoms. Our people mold and fashion their lives based off of what they eat or what they fed through TV programming. One of the most demeaning and destabilizing and degenerative tools that have been used to dumb our people down and totally take our people into a state of the sunken place that we were not susceptible to is the television and the radio before that, and then the movie screen or the silver screen after that, and then the internet after that, and then some other shit coming after that. But these are all tools that if you don't master, the shit is mastering you. These are matrix. These are pieces of the matrix. These are tools in the matrix. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? These are gears in the matrix, and these gears or these codes or these algorithms happen to be open courts translation. Nigga, you could get your hands on it yourselves. So you don't gotta play victim. You don't gotta be victimized by Hollywood. You could make your own movie. You could go to Nollywood with a red camera and take over their whole industry. Not on some take. They're not gonna let you take nothing over in Nollywood. You play your position. You do what you do. You could make your own Nollywood. You know what I'm saying? You could make Godlywood. I was just in Atlanta. Atlanta is considered officially. It's already stamped. They put the sign on the highway, which made it official, where you could get off on the exit for Tyler Perry Studio. That is Black Atlanta. There's no way around it. That has been Christian Black Atlanta by Marvel, by Disney, by the big studios, along with the black studios. What does that translate to? Nigga, that translates to if you have an iPhone, you could make a movie in Atlanta, shot in Atlanta, have something to do with Atlanta or Georgia for that matter, and you can enter that shit will level up, it will rise above other production because of where you are filming it based off what is considered to be the new Hollywood. So surrealism has to take into effect. Afrofuturism has to take into effect. Writers' workshops have to take into effect. Videographer workshops have to take into effect. Actors' workshops. All of these things. Not trying to be like Shakespeare. Not trying to be like fucking whatever these actors, whatever that Broadway type of mentality. No. Teach the technique that Tupac was using. Teach the technique that goddammit that Denzel is using. Stuff like that. And you make your own production. It's so many stories. Niggas tell me when I'm on a China bus, I hear about 8,000 stories from these fucking street war veterans who got all of these war stories about life in the bando. You know what I'm talking about? Tales from the dope, tales from the smoker house, volume 1. You know what I mean? Everybody has a story to tell, but we don't want to tell the nigga stories anymore. We don't want to tell we don't want to tell the film version of Chitlins. We don't want to tell Impossible Burger stories anymore. You know what I mean? That's some GMO shit. We want you to lie to yourself. Lie to yourself. Gas yourself up. You know what I'm talking about? It's okay to lie to yourself. It's almost like hypnotizing yourself. Lie to yourself and write a story where you're winning in the end. God damn it, write a story where you're winning the whole movie. You have, you know what I mean? You got room to breathe. You could write a story where niggas is winning the whole movie. You don't have to take no breaks. You don't have to take no breaks. Adapt a story arc, whether the Asaurian myth, which is a story arc that's been used thousands of times, or adapt other story arcs that are familiar with African folktale or folklore or ancient American, Native American, Aboriginal, Indigenous American folklore or Dogon folklore, because all of these stories are being retold by these peckerwoods and these small hats. That's why it's appealing to you. You know what I mean? The Heru, the Asaurian tale, or the Heru journey, where you have the son avenging the father's death, right? And the evil uncle. You niggas just pulled up into Lion King, the remake and whatnot, with Beyonce and all of them. That's the Asaurian tale. That's the Asaurian myth right there. That's the story arc that they use in the Lion King. The evil uncle, the son avenging his father's death, right? Scar killed Mufasa and all of that. That's that right there, nigga. The Chinese movies from Saturday afternoon. You know, Chung Hao is coming into the town to avenge the death of his father, Hung Lao, right? By their uncle, their evil uncle, Peng Lao. Okay? That's the arc that they use, and that's called the Asaurian tale. Go and look it up. It's the oldest used arc in storytelling ever. So you have a lot to choose from. If you're not in Atlanta and you're in LA, you know what I mean? And you're getting tired of, going on Tinder dates with people with the last name of Weinstein and Goldberg, trying your way, trying to get your lucky break. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting all of these offers for ghetto gaggers and things of that nature, and you're tired of that. Well, this is what you do, sis. And this is what you do too, my brother. You know what I mean? They're giving you offers, you know what I'm saying? To come and jump out of a box butt naked in the Hollywood Hills, and play Uno with them. And if you win the Uno game, you could get a role in Coming to America too. They selling niggas a lot of wolf tickets in Hollywood. Instead of going through all of that, instead of going out one night and everybody, you know, doing what they do, pull up and sit down, and y'all should put together and some ideas about some storylines and put some money up. You know what I'm saying? Put some bags up and get into production. Meaning that, remember, content, we live in an era now because of the streaming platforms being the new business model. Everything has changed. Content is king. Okay? Content is king. So the content is king, it means that the networks or the streaming platforms are they're the only thing that powers them. The fuel that powers a Netflix is content. The fuel that powers YouTube is content. If nobody was uploading content and creating content, these platforms would not even exist. They would not make the ad revenue that they make. They would not be the behemoths that they are. So Netflix and Hulu and Amazon, there's streaming platform wars. So everybody's looking for content. So your job is to create content and don't worry about nothing else. You come to us, we'll deal with everything else. We got agencies that are being formed to deal with these things. This is how you walk into 2020 as a fucking boss. This is how you walk into 2020 as an owner, uh, knowing where you're headed, not being in limbo. It's gonna look real ugly in the street when the ball drops and these niggas realize that they're 48 years old standing on somebody's sofa, you know what I'm talking about, with some tight ass clothes on, you know what I mean, wearing a schmedium when a nigga really is an extra large, you know what I'm talking about, with the with the listening to R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, on New Year's Eve realizing that you've been doing this for 30 years and now it's 2020, nigga, and nobody has a contingency plan. And please don't be in that nigga, don't be in that section when that eureka moment happens to these niggas, because they're gonna crash and burn, you know? So we need to be focused. Look, nigga, I'm not even gonna be here trying to tell no grown ass people what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? That's not the kind of time I'm on. What the kind of time I'm on though is giving niggas a heads up about the shit that's about to go down and things that are going down without saying too much. But you need to take your own future in your own hands. Haven't they given you enough middle fingers? You niggas is still on a titty. You know what I'm saying? If nothing can get you off of this titty, then you must be a parasite and they're the host. The roles have been reversed because it can't be the other way around. It just might be that niggas are parasites. And there's nothing that you could do to take them off the titty. The Popeyes chicken, the chicken shit, the chicken fiasco is showing you that. These niggas is triggered by chicken, bro. Chicken Little got triggered by chicken, bro. So at the end of the day, you know, something is being said, something is being shown to you. The ancestors or whoever the fuck is writing a script, whoever's in Nollywood or Godlywood writing out this ratchet ass reality show called Earth 2000 and Project 1619, nigga, whatever the fuck that's about, nigga, they're writing some shit to show you that in 2019, nigga, you know what I mean? You niggas is not gonna make it. In 2019, like David Chappelle said, we're gonna party like it's 1999. I think we in the underworld, nigga. If you really ask me, I think the shit all ended Y2K or something, and we're just on a slow descent, nigga. The devolution will be televised. You understand? The devolution will be televised. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what we're bearing witness to on Minty occasion. It's not just a Popeyes thing. It's not just a Popeyes thing. It's a whole bunch of factors. The devolution will be televised and digitized. So niggas gotta start drawing a line and figuring this shit out, bro. I just got off the phone the other day with a brother of mine by the name of Nasi. I have to promote that brother, and you'll be seeing a live stream from this platform. That's why it's time to start signing up. We about to start live streaming and introducing and opening up the platform as we venture forth into 2020, which is our 10-year anniversary. So things are really gonna get spicy. So one of the brothers who you're gonna see us introduce is a brother by the name of Nazi, who is a Hebrew Israelite. He moved his family and his team into a town in Georgia by the name of Sparta. Okay, they bought hundreds, 200 acres to be exact, is what he owns, and he owns about 3 buildings in the town. The town is 95% predominantly melanated black. These people in this town had to get there was a man who came out there. I forgot his name. I'll let you know the man's name. And he was a millionaire, and he got these people out of a desolate place in the 80s. This man who got them out of the place, his plane was sabotaged and it crashed and he died, right? So the town basically went back. The town is called Sparta in Georgia, all right? It's about 300 people in the town, I believe. This brother Nazi is now running for mayor, okay? This brother is running for mayor for that town, all right? This brother is going to take over the politics of that town, all right? So we're going to need to galvanize support. I'm going to turn this platform into a political platform, and we're going to get behind our good brother in Sparta, Georgia, because I know that brother's heart, and I built with that. I've been in that brother's house and broke bread with him and his family all the way back in 2013, 14. And he showed me his vision, and he told me what he was going to do, and I respect his moves. And that's something that we will be doing more of in the future. Going to these small towns, turning towns into townships, turning townships into cities. That's how we have to build from the ground up. But it's all possible. So this brother's making moves. I'm going to show you. I've already showed you things, but I want to show the fan. I don't want to talk because the cameras exist. You understand? And live streaming is possible. So why not broadcast the truth to the family around the world in real time? We don't have nothing to, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to keep any secrets from anybody. We don't want to hide anything from the family. Y'all might be living in places that are completely desolate and you have no fucking idea whatsoever that anything is going on anywhere around you if it's not on an Instagram Explorer page, if it's not on your Facebook page, if it's not in the sea of all of that negative, fucking pessimistic meme magic that people keep unloading on us, that are keeping us in fear and are keeping us in a lower place and are keeping a lot of people non-productive because they got them niggas in a box. Oh, the Illuminati's coming to get me. Oh, the white supremacists, they don't want me to have anything. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting killed by Big Pharma, so I might not go to the vitamin shop this week. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel safe. You know, all of these moist ass beta programming, zeta programming. You know what I'm talking about? You know, soy, not that sauce talk, not that boss talk, that soya sauce, duck sauce. You know what I mean? That's the sauce niggas is trying to come with. That scary shit. You know what I mean? Coming up with excuses to not do. Look, you belong in a community where only like 5% are doing. We the real 5%ers, nigga. I might as well be red pill Allah. We the real 5%ers. 95% of the niggas who are signed up, some of these niggas are collecting monthly fees from y'all. The niggas are taxing y'all, receiving stipends. Nobody's producing. Let's be fucking clear. It's 6 months before 2020. Tell me who's overproductive in this community, who's rolling out shit and producing shit at a feverish pace, who's content creating at a feverish pace. The shifters are a lot of my shifter brothers. Derek Grace is doing that. He's produced. He's making a video game. The brother got a board game. He got his online curriculum. He's being very successful. Rizza Islam, my brother's producing, got documentaries on multiple platforms. Nick Cannon, Shade 45, Sway in the morning, you know, soon to be Breakfast Club. 19 Keys producing. Gold Water with Blue Pill. He got the podcast. He got the ebook. He got the crowns going crazy. He got all kind of things popping off. Brother Ben X is productive. He's making things happen. He's out there heavy lifting. YouTube rebuilt up the YouTube channel, streaming all over the world. Got his own streaming channel. You know what I mean? Creating content, making documentaries. He has a multi-$1,000 camera. The Black Magic camera. That nigga doing things. That brother doing things. You know what I mean? He has his organization very proud of him. He belongs to the Nation of Islam. So they're very proud of the work that young brother is doing by waking up and galvanizing thousands and then hundreds of thousands and millions of brothers and sisters, both young, old, and in between. And that's a fact. So now, brother billionaire PA, he's making major moves. He's in Africa. He's in Europe. He's in America. He has a book that he sells for, I think it's $900. You know what I mean? He's a motivational speaker. He sells a book for 300 something dollars. He spent those amount of days homeless in his car. You know what I mean? But now he turned it all around and he's doing his thing, speaking, motivationally speaking all around the world. Then you have your brothers Red and Blue Pill. I can't even, finish. I can't, I could talk about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Always putting out content. Digital convergence, working with multiple platforms. The music is fire, fuegos. Blue Pill got his project that he's cooking. It's on the stove, a whole project. I got my whole project. You know, we working. We doing the lectures. We in the documentary. We out here in books. Oh yeah, make sure y'all get Mr. G's book, My Journey with Dr. Sebi. That is a PSA. Make sure y'all go and get Mr. G's book, My Journey with Dr. Sebi. That's one of the dopest books that you could read about Dr. Sebi that will lay down the real story, not the speculations. He'll give you the real story about who this man was before you go and see the documentary. And there's an interesting chapter in there about me and my family. You know what I'm talking about? I believe it's called Finding Philip or something. But it's fire. You get to know things behind the scenes. So go get that. I'm gonna also be doing a live stream with that brother, Mr. G. So look forward to that. Shout out to all of my Patreons. You will be getting exclusive footage on top of that as well. So shout out to every single one of y'all. I'm gonna be releasing a lecture. I'm gonna be releasing Might is Right lecture and Into Deep 2.2 to my Patreons this week. I believe tomorrow I'll be sending it to everybody along with the PDF. So love and light to all of y'all. I think it's only like 40 of y'all. But guess what? I make it happen. I've made it happen with damn near under 100 supporters this whole run. Maybe under 1,000 supporters my whole 10-year run. But guess what? That should show you. That should show you that it's about the willpower. It's about what you are willing to create. I don't let none of that get in my way. I've never let anything. I never let it make me sour. I've never made it slow me down. It's niggas out here that have 10 times the amount of patrons, donations, everything, and they only are doing 10% of the work that they can really be doing. These niggas, they don't go ham out here. I don't want to hear what nobody's saying. Not with the resources that are out here available. Not with the niggas is putting on for, like, if we were in the 80s and whatnot, this would be considered remarkable. Collectively, there's not a lot of technology being touched. I was at the We Buy Black. Figures, telecommunication is selling televisions, earbuds, and cell phones. There's a black-owned cell phone and television and earbud company. Like, niggas is playing a lot of games. You know what I'm talking about? There's a lot of... What? I didn't even know that was... You know what I'm saying? I saw it with my own eyes. They got black-owned TVs. What the fuck are we... What are we playing games for? We can propel hundreds of each other brand-wise, entity-wise, LLC, and corporation-wise, because it's corporate warfare. You a little regular person with your Facebook name. Nigga, you're not an entity. This is on principalities higher than the physical plane, nigga. This is entities going at it. You understand? The China and the USA trade war, that's a whole bunch of entities going at it. This is entity warfare. You gotta have, we gotta have our brands and our businesses and things of that nature, our corporate entities. They are gonna be the ones stepping into different countries, opening up bank accounts. They're gonna be the ones that are building the bridges into Africa and building the bridges into Asia and going amongst the Silk Road and tapping in. So we have to be responsible for breathing life into each other entity-wise. That's what I was paying. I was a part of that. I was a part of that wave this weekend at We Buy Black convention. It was a powerful wave. It was a powerful wave. Those businesses, it made me say, I know I got to step my business, but it made me really see how much I got to step it up. So I'm grateful for being in buildings with professionals and people who are really on top of both their display game, packaging, graphics, quality, material, everything. We got it. We don't gotta wait for it, my nagas. It's already here. Who lied to you? It's already here. You just might not know where to look. Because like I said, I'm doing the roll calls in the beginning of the show to see where some of our people are at that I've never been to or could be considered underserved places. Like food, you know how they got food deserts? Well, they got food for thought deserts too, where there's no food for thought whatsoever where the fuck you live. So the shit is a desert, is tumbleweed blowing around. Everybody out there is on a certain Popeye's frequency. And I ain't talking about the nigga with the spinach either. I'm talking about Popeye's chicken. You know what I mean? Niggas is just floating around looking like Fortnite players. You know how the Fortnite niggas be dressed up looking all crazy? Well, goddamn it, niggas in these hoods be looking crazy like they in Fortnite too, wearing pajamas in the hood, bunny hats. You know, niggas is wearing slippers now with fur on it. Niggas look like they in Fortnite for real. These niggas look crazy in these streets. Let's be clear. You know what I'm talking about? The streets upside down. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas, yeah, the opiate crisis, they must be putting opiate in the tap water. Because these niggas is on drugs. The way they be looking is crazy. And everybody got a protective hair hat of a fluorescent color. Looking crazy. You know what I mean? This shit look like Fortnite, The Purge, and something else mixed in one. What the fuck? I'm ready to press reset, nigga. I don't know how much I could take. But the humans have gone mad. It's not that long before the aliens show up, my nigga. You niggas are doing a good job of pressing the fucking pushing the issue. It's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be long. Niggas can't go too much farther to the left. You dig? They can't go too much further to the left. You know? So, you know, it is what it is, but it's about, at the end of the day, it's really about the doers. This is the age of experience. Not only is it the age of information, this is the age of experience. This ain't about necessarily the knowers. This is about the doers. Who's doing shit? But you need to get with those people and push them forward. You need to get with those people that are in conscious industry and work with them. The same way that people work with Garvey, the same way that people work with Elijah, the same way that people work with Noble Drew Ali, the same way that people work with Father Allah, the same way that people work with Minister Louis Farrakhan. It's the people, the powers in the people, the numbers, the followers is what they call them these days. It's called the people, but they call them the followers nowadays. But they still got names and faces, and each one of them is magical. Each one of them has a fucking talent and a superpower and a gift. And everyone has the right to activate their gift, because my gift means nothing if your gift is not activated. And you can serve and I can serve you with my gift, and you can serve me with your gift. So if your gift is not activated and my gift is activated, my talent is activated, my light is activated, I'm sparking, nigga, I'm divinely sparking, but you not, then I'm serving you. It's not the other way around. You're not giving me anything back. It's all one way. There's no reciprocation. So people who get their divine spark, what do they do when they see me in the street? They match me with C notes, okay? They match me with $50 bills. They match me with $20 bills. You know what I'm talking about? And they say, I can't get, money is nothing, it's fiat. But this is just a symbol of my gratitude for you sparking me, because you turned on my lights. You giving me the life that I need. You giving me the spark that I need. You help put on the glasses to help me see the shit for what the fuck it really is. You were instrumental in my caterpillar to a butterfly transformation. That's a fact. I'm giving you the stats, nigga. Don't worry about it. We'll have a camera crew walking with us very soon, so you could see proof. So you don't just think I'm out here telling you some shit that's not, nigga. The people take, when people see me, it's like leaving a tip at the table, you know. So that's how they give back, or they give back with some information that's comparable or compatible to the information that they receive from me, or it's bartering. I've been, people want to trade. Look, a brother gifted me this ring right here. Shout out to my good brother. He's on 2/5 by the State Building. He's a Ross. He said, based off of the information that the wave that I've been on lately, he was like, brother, I gotta put this on you. You know what I mean? I gotta gift you with this because you out here heating shit. You burning down the Amazon, nigga. You know what I mean? You heating up. You melting glaciers, nigga. You melting the motherfucking Greenland, nigga. You got Spain on fire. You feel me? Nigga, you got Europe on fire. You burning down Babylon. Babylon is burning, right? You niggas is out here cooking. Because they just launched the Space Force today. And prior to that, the motherfuckers in the Air Force, they basically admitted that they got niggas flying around in spaceships, and Billy Carson said it on Brother Rich channel. So if you want to hear somebody who you niggas like to follow back up what niggas been saying, go and check him out. But Blue Pill been telling you for eons about the light ships and the starships and the fact that we could bring them down, and the fact that they've been watching. They are part of the watchers. If the satellites are watching you, there's something watching the satellites. So there's all of these higher forms of civilization, you know what I mean? And they move around this planet with impunity. You understand? And one day they're gonna show up. It's called a Starship Nation. And one day they're gonna show up, and you niggas are going to know what the fuck it is I'm talking about. And I don't have to convince anybody because that's not my job. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not here for nobody to follow me. I don't want nobody to call me the fucking Mach D. I don't need no niggas worship. I don't need none of that. I'm letting you know what I know. And I'm saying, you might want to get with that. You might want to figure that one out. You know what I'm talking about? You might want to figure that one out, but I know that it's not for everybody. The great divine or the mysteries will only reveal itself to he or she who is qualified. That's a fact. You can't get mad with me. You can't hold it against me. I'm not, you know what I mean? That's not my job. When we put the word out that we got some lectures, we got some classes, or there's courses, that'll be more direct retreats and whatnot, so you could activate your pineal. You could tap into that motherfucking toad, that MEO. I'm on YouTube, so I gotta be careful. But just Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursdays are, that's your initiation into the arcane. You know what I mean? That's your initiation into the esoteric occult knowledge. You know what I mean? Go back into the archives and check it out. Check out what's being done and what's being said, and how the narrative is being created and formed, and how that actually is playing out in this very moment. That's called receipts, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's called receipts. It's right there for it's right there in case you want to go ahead and check it out. It's in the archives. I got a playlist on my YouTube channel, Third Eye Thursdays, Melanin Mondays. And you go and check it out and see how on point those episodes are with forecasting and with truths and with prophesizing what the fuck is going on and what's happening around us. By being tapped in to a vibrational resonance, to a frequency, by being able to download, by having my antennas transfigured to receive downloads, like many of us are. It's not just me, my niggas. I'm not. There's a lot of jump men out here. There's a lot of people jumping up and bringing down higher information and bringing down lessons and bringing down visions and whatnot, and bringing down cloth, right? I'm not the only one. It's a few of us, not a whole bunch. It's a few, you know, it's a few, which, will eventually become more than a few. So I encourage every single person that is listening to this to pursue vigorously, and to pursue it like your life depends on it, and to pursue it like it's like it's your fantasy girl or your fantasy man. You know how y'all looking for Prince Charming and you hunting for Jesus? You know what I mean? You want your perfect man. You know what I mean? You demand that Disney hands over the fucking perfect king or prince for you, right? I feel like you should pursue getting to know yourself with that same kind of vigor, and you will be surprised how many doors will begin to open up, and how many answers to your questions you'll begin to receive. I don't know the questions that you asked the universe, my genius. I wasn't at the sleepover with you. You understand? You know what I'm talking about? You know, we were not meditating together back to back so our chakras could be lined up. So I don't know what you asked the universe. I don't know what you have affirmed to the universe. I have no idea. I don't even know your purpose, because everybody's born at a specific time and we're assigned what is known as a birth chart. That birth chart is basically your constitution and it's your map. So everybody has different birth charts. We're all under the influence of different planetary systems and alignments and cosmological orders and whatnot. So, we all walk a specific procession. Some of us get in each other's way and planets collide. Some of us align perfectly with each other and we have cosmological alignments which lead into marriages of star system, marriages of whole constellations. That's why the ancients and the higher civilizations had what they called arranged births. But those arranged births were directly tied into the birth charts. And the birth charts, when you layer or when you superimpose your birth chart on top of what is called your soulmate, or the one who is a perfect match for you, when you superimpose birth charts on top of each other, there's a perfect symmetry. It almost goes together the way the puzzles would go together. Okay, so there are people who are perfectly in alignment to your energy, to your purpose, to your chart, to the strength, to your weaknesses, and many of us are floating through life aimlessly, searching, swiping, scrolling, looking for that one. You know what I'm saying? We've been psyched out to say that, yo, you could find your opposite in your own gender, right? You know what I'm saying? So people are on that quest. And then we've been told, no, you could be a gender trapped inside of another gender. So go look for the other gender and all of these other things. And then that shit starts getting topsy-turvy. And then it starts going into what is known as limbo, right? But when we stick to the original plan and when we stop complicating things and when we just focus on something that's original, but yet it's still that the science and the degrees of it hasn't even been deciphered. So even in heterosexuality, it has not even been deciphered properly, because we don't even practice arrangements. We don't even know about proper alignment, because later on in life, everybody gets so deep. Niggas want to inbox me and say that they your twin flame and whatnot. So why you can't learn that shit when you a baby? So you don't got to go through all of that cuckoo shit. So you could get later on in life when you're like a gilf, Then you become conscious, and then you wake up, and then you want to start talking that spirituality with gurus and whatnot. But they, they're done. They had enough of you. You know what I'm talking about? Get that shit at an early age so you don't have to go through all of that madness. So we should restore some form of we should be restoring some form of a rites of passage. We should be forming some form of science when it comes to husbandry. We should even form a level of science when it even comes to dating. There are algorithms. We're living in a digital age. There are multiple algorithms. There are algorithms that could be created that could create these kind of matches. Maybe we need assistance from artificial intelligence, who I, in my humble opinion, are the ancestors. There's aspects of the ancestors in the artificial intelligence or in the quote unquote digital, the intelligence that exists in this digital world. You think it just comes out of nowhere? You know? So that should be considered, because we know that certain other experiments have failed, right? We know that the other experiment has failed. Oh, chase her down because she got a fatty. Oh, fuck with her because she got dimples. Oh, run up, have a seed with her because she got mad Chanel and whatnot and Louis bags. Shit like that is very Greco-Roman, very anti, not only African, it's just anti higher civilization. It's just anti higher civilization. We're scientists. We were more scientific when it came to something that is so sacred. You could not, you got to understand, bro. There were certain times when you couldn't even touch, you could not mix with certain bloodlines. If you was not worthy, young little nigga, you know what I mean? If you were not of a certain stock and pedigree, you couldn't even think about even standing next to certain people of a certain kind of bloodline, of a certain kind of family. Because niggas want to talk that royal talk. Niggas want to talk that cloth. You know what I'm talking about? Shit. Well, talk it then. Let's talk it. Nigga, it was hierarchy. It was a fucking ladder. You know what I'm talking about? People had positions. So everybody just wasn't sleeping with each other. That's astaghfirullah. You want to just laying down with any and everybody? When they created those sex farms and when the European began to implement all of these sadistic, sexual deviant behaviors and whatnot, buck breaking, shit like that, that's when it went topsy-turvy. Or one of the times in which it went kind of topsy turvy after the Punic Wars. It went topsy turvy a few other times, but this time around when they took West African royalty and they mixed them with Irish and Portuguese and all of these other lesser bloodlines, these inferior bloodlines and whatnot, they diluted bloodlines that were centuries old and royal, were producing gods and goddesses of that time, of course. They injected all of that motherfucking all of that mayonnaise in our bloodstream, in our royal bloodlines. You know what I'm talking about? They injected all of that vampiric blood, all of that Vlad the Impaler blood. You know what I mean? All of that Austrian, all of that Ostrogoth, Visigoth, Vandal, and what's the other ones? It's another barbaric tribe, you know, that disrupted a great people, you know, and they doing it today. People falling for the okie doke. They doing it today, wholesale. So, you know, it's too late to teach certain things. You know what I'm talking about? It's just too late in the game, nigga. It's like bottom of the eighth. You know, if you don't know though, you know, shit like that is not even taught in consciousness right now. In its 100th some odd year. Because keep in mind, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and Elijah Muhammad, that trinity right there, that's consciousness. To me, that could be identified as the beginning or the inception of what we are doing right now. Not to take away from anybody, but that's 100-year cycle because they were popping out in 1920. So we're coming to 2020. We've been doing this for 100 years, damn near 100 years strong. Hard body. The information is in an echo chamber. It's all around us. You know, we've had great people come and go. Thousands of teachers, thousands upon thousands. We're in our 100th year. Marcus Garvey is still ringing bells. Noble Drew Ali is still ringing bells. His teaching have spawned multiple different organizations and frontliners. Elijah Muhammad, he's still doing work. His teachings have spawned multiple doers and frontliners like a 19 Keys, like a Rizza Islam, like a Brother Ben X, and many more. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, his impact of RBG, the red, black, and green, not just the flag, but the whole Pan-African ideology, do for self ideology, that's playing out with everybody who's talking about do for self. Everybody talking that boss talk, nigga. Everybody talking about owning their masters and it's about ownership. Nigga, that's Marcus Garvey cloth. Not to say he was the first one with it, but I'm identifying the influence that they had 100 years ago and how it is dominant. It's not just it's here, nigga. It's dominant. It stands on a route the Mount Rushmore of what you call the conscious community. The contributions, the philosophies and opinions, the writings and the musings, the prophecies and the theories of both of Elijah Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Noble Drew Ali, right? And Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I call that the Holy Trinity. I call that the Triad. All right? There to be that's your triad. That's your triangle defense or offense. That's your trinity. That's the trilogy. That's them. Okay? And they are, because we could talk about the power of the threes when it comes to, you know, building and whatnot. But they are the holy trinity of consciousness. And all consciousness spawns from outside of that triangle. Go and pull something up. Bobby Hemmett, I'll show you how he's directly influenced by that triangle. Okay? Any one of these rookie cards you niggas got, throw it out there. Throw it out, because some people are not even relevant. But those who are, I would say the whole cast of Hidden Colors up into number 5, every single one of them are either influenced by one of those master teachers or by all three. And their master teacher comes out of the camp that one of those three are responsible. That's a fact. If you 5%er, then you fall under the Noble Drew Ali. I mean the Elijah Muhammad by way of Father Allah and all. So you can't get around it. Dr. York and all of that, he's influenced by all of them. The metaphysics, they influenced by all of them. The occult niggas, they influenced by them as well. So there's no way around that. So 100 years later, can we examine ourselves when 2020 pulls up? I'm doing the Know the Ledge 10-year anniversary. We're looking to put a documentary attached to that, but we're not going to be able to fund it on our own. That's gonna come from specifically our listener body from 10 years ago, more them before anybody. You know what I mean? We're gonna appeal to the family who are the listener body, the importance of doing a documentary. You know what I'm saying? Because that we need to put that out there. But on top of that, we're also going to examine consciousness 100 years later. We're going to examine the 100-year clip of I don't want to call it black consciousness because it's beyond black, nigga. It's not it's not beyond, it's beyond black. It's the God consciousness, or the black God consciousness. You want to call it, feel comfortable, black God, cosmic consciousness, and how it has changed the world forever. You know? And we paying homage. And we're venerating, and we're forever stamping our greats for who they are, unapologetically. You know, we might even build statues because, you know, they got the machines. I saw when they built the statue for 21 Savage at the Brooklyn Museum. I saw the machine that they was doing it with. Shit was fire. They got 3D printing machines now. They could print bronze statues. Go and look it up. They got industrial sized 3D printing machines. They could build bronze statues. All right. When we go to China, we'll give y'all the update about those machines and how much it costs and what it's going to take business credit wise. You know, because whatever the ticket is, you know that we'll be able to get that on credit. And there are those of us out there that are heavily qualified to step in and to make that happen. Okay? So, like I said, look out for that interview that we're going to be presenting to you about my brother Nazi, who's running for mayor of Sparta, Georgia. Okay? Look out for the interview coming up with my brother Tyreek from Smoke and Grow Rich, where the brother has acquired 20 acres of land for hemp production. Okay? We are getting into the hemp CBD game, all right? We will be entering into that game, and we will keep you updated about that. We're also going to keep you updated about the shamanistic experience retreat that we will be doing for the ME05 DMT. We will be doing that very soon. We'll keep you updated to that, all right? Shifters, October, DC. October, DC, all right? So that's coming up. Red and Blue Pill, United Kingdoms, October 3rd to the 8th. The UK. Red and Blue Pill, UK Massive. Across the pond, UK Invasion. United Kingdom County Invasion. We're going to pull up and we're going to change. We're going to put on. We're doing something with the brother Infudishi, I believe. We're going to put on. You already know we're going to do our thing. We're going to broadcast live from the UK so the Melanin Monday and the Th3rd Massive can tap in. You know what I mean? Y'all could come and meet the blokes in it. Huh? You come and meet the blokes. Across the pond. Pond the road. So, shout out to everybody that hit the Cash App. I appreciate all of your support. As you know, this is all funded from the pocket. There's no super chat. There's nothing. This is all shoestring. We're going to make it happen, you know, one way or the other, okay? So everyone who sees the vision and who gets behind us and, you know, you put the donations, love and light to each one of y'all. We appreciate, love you, and give thanks. Make sure y'all sign up to facts2020.org. Make sure you sign up to ktluniversity.org. If anybody wants a copy of the 5.5-hour lecture, Into Deep 2.2, make sure you send $20 in your email to the Cash App, $PhilMoreland. And before we close this out, on a somber note, in February, we were invited to Las Vegas to do a lecture entitled Kemet in the Desert by an elder who is a staple in his community. Okay? This elder is a staple in the Las Vegas black community. Okay? Not only is this brother a staple in his community, but he's also a staple in black radio. Okay? He has become a powerhouse in black radio. And this weekend, our good brother, our elder, this is our elder. This brother is where's this DVD at? Now this DVD means so much more than the brother had a car accident, okay? And Brother Lawrence, a car accident, and the car accident has left the brother paralyzed, and he even needs help breathing. Okay, this is one of our elders. This brother was so full of life. This brother was so funny. Yeah, pardon me, my phone acting up. But nonetheless, yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that. Make sure y'all go and check out that Travis Scott documentary on Netflix. That shit is fire. All right. For the simple fact that, you know, it just shows you the power of being able to tell your story and immortalizing yourself. All right. Somebody said go check your younger brother KT. Okay, I'm gonna check him out. Anything specifically I'll be checking him for? Shit, he do got answers for damn near everything. You know what I mean? He damn sure got answers for everything. You know, that young man is a genius. So, you know, the brother needs the power of the collective thought. Okay? He needs the power of collective thought. He needs the power of prayer and all kind of other things. You know what I'm saying? And we'll keep you updated as to his condition. And what we'll also do is we're gonna upload a segment of the Vegas lecture called From Blackface to Blueface. And you know, we'll be able to talk about it. Hit me on my inbox, Kenny G, and we'll chop it up. All right. So with that being said, you know what I mean. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. You know what I'm saying. What time is it? It's not even 11:11, so you get to do your peace.